Do you ever have the problem of shutting your ads down at the wrong time or going over budget when you should have went ahead and paused an ad at an earlier time? Well, maybe an automatic rule setup is the right solution for you. What's going on, guys? Nikita from aspectagency.com, and today I'll be showing you how to set up your automatic rules on Facebook ads. So an automatic rule is basically a rule that kicks into place once certain KPIs are hit on Facebook. And Facebook will automatically either turn on ads, turn off ads, turn on campaigns, turn off campaigns, and ad sets, or do the same thing for ad sets. So how to set these up is relatively easy, and I'll go ahead and show you exactly how to set them up within this video. And with that being said, let's go ahead and just jump right into my computer and get into how we set these automatic rules up. So here we are in an ad account, or my ad account, the company ad account, and we have a bunch of campaigns here that we used to run in the past. And for example, we have the first archive campaign that's running at, I don't know, $30 a day, and we would want this to shut off once it's spent $100 in total. So what we would go ahead and do is we would select this campaign, click rules, click create a new rule. And if you already have rules in place, or if you want to see if you already had rules in place, you click on Manage Rules. But we want to go ahead and click New Rule, Custom Rule. And here we would go ahead and click on, or we would name this rule. So let's just call it Archive number 1 Rule. And here we can go ahead and select where this rule applies. So what this means is, we can either have this rule apply to the campaign, the active ad set in that one campaign, the active ads in that one campaign, or literally all active ads, or all active campaigns, all active ad sets, or all active ads. So Facebook gives you a lot of room to play here. So for example, let's just do all active ads in one campaign. And you can either do turn off ad, turn on ad, or just send you a notification. For example, let's say you have a rule that is measuring a specific cost per acquisition for one specific ad, and it reached a limit of CPA, and you don't want it to turn off, you don't want it to turn on, you just want it to send you a notification, and it can do so through either email or on Facebook. So it's very convenient, for example, if you want to play out that situation and see whether you should pause or keep the ad on. So here, let's just go ahead and do turn off ad. And then here we can do either cost per result is greater than, let's say $50. And then lifetime impressions. This Facebook does as like a fail-safe to make sure that the ad had enough reach within the time span that you're setting up this custom rule. So here you can either just do 8,000 impressions, or you can shorten this life cycle down to 4,000 impressions. Typically, I usually do anywhere between like 2,000 to 3,000 impressions, because that's usually the testing period that I go through, or that's the testing period that I know that after my ad has been served for 3,000 or 4,000 times, I know that I have enough statistical data to determine whether an ad should be turned on or off. Time range, you can either do, today, yesterday, last 2 days, or last 7 days. So you can do like a rolling 7-day CPA, if cost per result over the last 7 days is over $50, with lifetime impressions over 4,000. If it hits that, then the specific ad in that campaign, this archive campaign, will be shut down. Typically, what I would usually do is I only use these custom rules for our initial testing campaigns. So for example, I run them continuously, I make sure emails are off, and what I would do is I would make sure that spend, lifetime spent is greater than double the CPA. So for example, if our CPA is $50 here, I would make sure that lifetime spent is greater than $100 ad, and then result is less than 2. And what that means is I should have either, and you can do this in multiple stages. So for example, this could be just stage 2. I know I went a little bit ahead here and it's getting a little too confusing. Stage 2 could be, this specific campaign, or the specific ad that I'm monitoring in this campaign, you know, it's gotten one purchase so far at below $50, and now we're wanting to see if it can get two purchases below $50. So if lifetime spend is over $100 and results is less than two, that means it will be shut off. So, but if it has results more than two and lifetime spend is over $100, that means it'll stay on. So I guess a stage one version of this would be the same thing, but just it halved. So $50 and one. So this would give me a good sort of baseline to see whether or not, you know, this campaign or this specific ad that I'm testing is, you know, worthy of moving on, or worthy of, you know, me putting in more money behind that ad. And that's basically to see whether or not, you know, if I've gotten one purchase under $50, then I will continue to test it to see if it can get two purchases under $100 lifetime spent, which is CPA under 50, and then so on and so forth. I usually have two stages, and then after that, I would continue to let the ad run for a few days before I see whether or not it's worth shutting down. So that's basically it. You can do a lot of different customizations here. You can do spend, frequency, cost per purchase. So you can do frequency caps on specific ads, mobile app installs. You know, there's specific settings like campaign name, there's specific times, website conversions, mobile app events. There's so much customizations in here that you can play around with, and so many different rules you can implement. I would just recommend watching these rules for the first couple days to make sure that they're being implemented correctly before fully, you know, trusting the rules. Because sometimes I've had this happen where, you know, I implement a rule and then, you know, 2 days later it starts to get a little glitchy, and that's where I have to start tweaking the rule. So make sure you actually fully understand, not fully understand, but fully watch over the rules before you fully rely on them. Anyways, that's about it as far as setting up the rules go. Are you a store owner, and are you looking to add an extra $50,000 to $100,000 monthly recurring revenue to your store? If so, let's go ahead and set up a scaling initiative call. The link to book one is down in the description below, and let's see how much Aspect can help grow your business. Now, with that being said, that's pretty much it for the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions regarding Facebook ads or anything regarding e-commerce scaling, feel free to let me know down in the description below. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.